Welcome to PC Gaming Tech Summary. I'm your host, Gamer. And today we fix the stuttering problem in games, including Hitman 3. All right, now the first thing that you want to do is you want to create a restore point if you haven't already. So to do that, go to the bottom left of your screen to start. Right click and go to search. Type in restore. And at the top there it should say create a restore point control panel. Click that. Click yes. And select your system file. Now, if you have not created a restore point before, create may be grayed out, so you would have to go into configure to configure it, which is easy enough. I won't go through that right now. So you would configure it, and then you want to create a restore point. So you just give it a name, C drive, and then you might put before update, before driver update, something like that. Okay, I just click create. It's creating a restore point. It doesn't take too long. And as you can see up here, you can go through here to actually restore your system to a previous point. So this is a situation where you need to try and fix your computer because updates have messed it up. So this is pretty much a last resort, really, to go through and try this. It's not 100% success rate in restoring the system, but at least this is a good place to start. Okay, so you can go through and through all your drives, you could create restore point. It's a good idea to have at least one restore point for each drive, and mainly concentrate on creating restore points for your system drive. Okay, so that's done. Now, what we want to do is, if you have an Intel 6th gen CPU or later, I have a 7700, so mine's 7th gen, so mine was included. I needed to install driver updates. Now, before I do that, I am going to show you another thing that you can try. All right, so type in start. So I went into all settings, and now I typed in start and click startup apps. Now, what you can do is you can turn off apps that are coming up when you boot up your system, ones that you really don't need. For instance, I don't need Apple. Turn that off. I turned off a lot of the ones that don't have to boot up with the system. Okay, and so this can help as well. So you just have bare bones booting up things that you really need. Like I've kept the Intel driver support and that kind of thing on. Java update schedule, I wanted to keep that on because there is a problem with Java at the moment, and we want to update that as soon as possible. Okay. I've kept my Samsung Magician on so that it can optimize my drives as needed. The IQ, the RGB for Corsair, I've left that on. Windows security notification on. Okay, so audio manager, left that on. Okay, so and this is my chassis fan control here, which I've left on. So I want my fans coming on. All right, so lower right corner, all settings, and we want to click update and security. Okay, so what I've done is I have installed all the optional Intel driver updates. Okay, so this was, I believe, the key in fixing the problem. So if I go into my update history, I can collapse these, and driver updates. So I've got Intel Corporation display, software. Okay, so I installed all of these. Now, where you're going to see those is when you check for updates, or you don't check with updates if you don't want to, that's fine. But generally there's going to be a grayed out or another section here that says optional driver updates. And so that's where I installed them. Okay. Now, anything you do or don't do is at your own risk. Okay. So I'm just showing you what I did. All right. And what's worked for me. So to prove that this has worked for me, so I turned off some startup apps, and then I installed all the Intel optional drivers through the Windows update. Okay, so to prove this, I will launch Hitman 3, and we'll just see if there's any stuttering. So I was getting a massive amount of stuttering just starting up this contract, starting up this level, and it was just crazy stuttering. Just before I did those changes, it probably stuttered like 20 times within the first few minutes. It was horrible. And as you can see, it's not stuttering whatsoever. I haven't even had one stutter. Thanks for joining us here on PC Gaming Tech Summary. And don't forget, you'll be seeing me in the next video.